Hello and welcome to Talk Sport tonight. Good evening, viewers. Good evening, fans. Good evening, football lovers all over the world. This is Talk Sports podcast from the studios of Premier Sports Fan Center. And tonight we're in here for a deep, honest, exciting football conversation. I'm your host. My name is Yinka Adebuyi. They call me Doc around here. And today we got a packed show for you, and we can't wait to dive in. We'll be breaking down Man U, Manchester United, and Chelsea encounter ahead of tomorrow's clash, and digging into what's happening at Chelsea's beyond the match, and then previewing a huge Arsenal versus Man City showdown coming up on the 21st of September. Joining me here tonight are wonderful minds and great analysts. From my left here, immediately here, I have Polo. You're welcome, Polo.
Yeah, good evening, viewers. Good evening, guys. Thanks for having me. So excited to be back here once again. And it's the weekend coming up now. Or we're already at the weekend now. So excited. Club football resumes again.
Right. So, and next to Polo, I have the wonderful Yamite here, right here in the studio.
Yeah. Good evening, the doc. Good evening, Paul. So yeah, so good to be back. Another few days has passed, and a lot is happening part time in the football world. So we can get right into it.
Right, and to you, our listeners and viewers on YouTube and Facebook, make sure you drop your thoughts in the comment section and make sure you're part of this action. We're always willing to listen to you, and we need to read from you. And your comments from this week are going to be read next edition of Talk Sport right here on Premier Sports Fan Center. So, diving deep straight into the issues tonight, we're looking at Manchester United versus Chelsea. This is a preview of tomorrow's match in the EPL 2025-2026. Tomorrow night at Old Trafford, Man U take on Chelsea in what could be a defining game for both sides. United have been possibly this season, with Amorim still figuring out the best 11 he can keep using, while Chelsea are showing flashes of promises under Enzo Maresca, but remaining inconsistent all along as well. This is a fixture that has produced some iconic moments over the years, from title deciders to high-scoring fixtures and thrillers as well. Tomorrow feels like another chapter waiting to be written in the history of the EPL. Now we're looking at these issues. Both teams are coming into this with something to prove. United needs a result to win to stay in top four conversation, while Chelsea are desperate to string together back-to-back wins to remain contenders and proper EPL rulers. Tactically, this could be a battle between the structure and hang built for Amorim and what Chelsea is aggressively putting together in their pressing game. So I'm going to go from here, taking Paulo first. What do you think? Who do you think between the two of them, Amorim and Enzo, has the better tactical edge in tomorrow's game?
Well, if you look at Manchester United, I'll start with Manchester United because I believe they are the home team. Yeah, so look at Amorim's and the tactics he has been playing since he joined Manchester United. A lot of Manchester United fans have been complaining about the tactics, and the players, they themselves, they've been feeling the impact of the tactics, but the manager has said he's not going to change, the tactics he's playing, and he's going to stick on with the tactics. And you look at Enzo Maresca as well. Enzo Maresca has been, with Chelsea for probably a season also, or a season and some few months now. So, but you look at his own tactics. It's just that he keeps changing players. Playing players out of position also, same as Amorim also, playing players out of position, and Enzo Maresca also the same. But if you ask me, I think Enzo Maresca tactics is still working compared to that of Amorim, because to be honest, I've not seen Amorim tactics work really.
Thank you very much. So Amorim's tactic is sub-level to Enzo Maresca's tactics. That's what you heard from our wonderful analyst here. Paulo has just given to you. And yeah, might I go straight to you. If one player could make a difference in tomorrow's night, who will it be?
I think you can't think past Cole Palmer and Estevao, Branu, Buemo, then Kwa. I think some of these guys are the key German guys that should come to the party. If any of their team could want to do something special, then there's Jao Pedro also.
Wow. João Pedro. So we're looking at Cole Palmer making all the difference, and then Estevao, the young guy from South America, and then João Pedro. So nobody from Man U side for you.
That's why I mentioned Branu, Buemo, and
Oh,
I think
okay.
Kwa is
Okay.
out. I think
Mbemo.
Kwa is
And
okay.
Kwa is
We
injured
just have to
already.
he has been declared fit
Okay,
by
okay,
the
we'll
coach
have to
few
confirm.
minutes
Right,
ago.
so we got Kunga as an addition to the United squad. That's good news for Red Devils all over the world. And this feature has been one of the Premier League most iconic, from Mourinho versus Ferguson. Mind games from minute to minute, drama all over the place. It has always carried so much weight. Fans still debate whether this rivalry is underappreciated compared to United versus Liverpool and Chelsea versus Arsenal. Now let's take it from here. Now, where does Man U and Chelsea rank among the top rivalries in EPL? Chelsea, Man U.
I think when you look at the rivalries, I don't think it's even 1 to 3 rivalries in England. I think even Chelsea Arsenal is way more expected.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when you look at it, there's Man U Arsenal. Okay, there's first Liverpool Man U. There's also Man U Arsenal. There is Chelsea Liverpool, Chelsea Arsenal. There's Man U Man City. You know those games. So I think it's not one of those German rivalries.
Okay,
It's just
so
two big club clash.
Right. Thank you, Paulo. So we're looking at which of them is your favorite? What's your favorite or most unforgettable United versus Chelsea moment ever in the history of EPL? For you?
I'm trying to remember the season again. I remember there was this particular match. Chelsea were, I think, 3-0 up, and it eventually ended 3-3. You know, and I couldn't forget that game. You know,
That was in the early 2000s.
I don't. I think it was during the Fergu era also, but that game was so very, very tough. You know, unbelievable one. You know, I was thinking, Chelsea already got all 3 points, but you know, from nowhere up to today, a lot of Chelsea fans are still accusing the referee, which I'm trying to also remember his name, of being biased, towards them, and he made everything possible that Manchester United had to come from 3 goals down to level that game. I'll definitely try and remember the season and let our viewers.
Right, so you heard it from Polo, you heard it from Yemite, and right now let's zoom in straight in on Chelsea. Since Todd Boehly took over Chelsea, it's been a wild ride, record-breaking spending, managerial changes, and a squad overhaul, and a focus on young talent. But now, under Maresca, the question is whether Chelsea are finally building a long-term identity or still stuck in transition. So now here's the thing here. There's a talent everywhere, and Chelsea's squad is full of talent. Enzo Maresca, Cole Palmer, João Pedro,
Enzo
Fernandez, pardon me, and Cole Palmer, João Pedro, the other Pedro Neto, and wonderful Estavio. But fans still wonder if there's enough leadership and balance, and Chelsea building a title-winning core or just collecting players. Yeah, mate, I'm going to go straight at you, and I know you have a lot of affinity for Chelsea here. Are Chelsea finally on the right track with their project under Maresca, or do we still wait to see the Chelsea we want to see?
I think Chelsea is on the right track. One thing that is just missing is that big leadership that since Thiago Silva left has been missing.
Oh.
So, but I think despite the fact that the leadership is not as much as you expect, they are not doing badly. I think, but one thing another we can also
So do we
mention
have
is
the
you
Chelsea?
can grow into leadership. You can have guys. You see, guys like Tosin now are beginning to grow more into that role because it's like almost the oldest guy in the squad. Guys like Reece James too, as the captain, is trying to live up to Enzo Fernandez. So with time, I think that it will come good.
Right. So, which player is Chelsea's real leader on the pitch, and do they have enough personalities to compete at the top level? Paulo, for
Well,
you.
I think it's no other than the captain himself, Reece James, because if you look at the Chelsea squad, I don't think there's anybody that has made more appearance for Chelsea, and as a overall, I think he has more appearance, for as a player for among the old Chelsea, players. So they look up towards him, as a real leader. He's been there since a very long time with Chelsea. I think he's from even the academy.
Yes.
So no any other person other than him, and probably might look like at also Enzo Fernandez, but I think Enzo Fernandez, is too, is it temperamental, for him to be, the real leader there. But I think it's Reece James.
No,
I don't think
when
Yemi
you
agrees with that.
mention temperament, maybe you are talking about Bruno Fernandes.
No,
not
it's, no,
Enzo.
it's Enzo too. Enzo too.
Enzo is not temperamental. If there's one player that is temperamental in Chelsea, it's not Enzo.
Where?
I think that's maybe he's trying to say
No,
Bruno.
but perhaps
I know what
that's
I'm
his
saying.
own opinion.
I
of
know what I'm
Enzo.
saying
No,
about Enzo.
I
Yeah.
don't. I don't. Okay, for instance, if you check how many yellow card or red card,
It's
has
not
Enzo
just
taken?
about being yellow card only.
If you
see
are,
the way
if you have temper issues in football, you will get a lot of cards.
but not all. But we've seen the likes of Pepe. Playing. Committing
Pepe has
a lot of fouls, but
a
still,
lot of
how
red
many-
and yellow cards.
Pepe does not have too many red cards.
He has a lot of
Perhaps
yellow
Which-
cards.
because
which
he
Real Madrid-
played
even
for Real
Casemiro.
Madrid.
No,
Real
no,
Madrid
no.
has always been
Even
a
Pepe,
sacred
no,
goat.
no. I don't agree because
Pepe-
Sergio Ramos
Okay.
too was a Madrid player and is the player with the highest number of red cards.
Yeah,
So
let's
I
talk
don't
about
think- I
Pepe.
don't
What about
agree with
Pepe?
that.
Okay,
Pepe
so
too has.
So, guys,
Check.
we're going to run that debate forever if we stay there. Enzo Fernandez is one leader we have in Chelsea after Reece James. And as it is right now, I think Enzo Fernandez commands more playing time than Reece James now. Yemi,
Yeah.
do you think Reece James is dropping in performance? Or
It's
the
not
coach
about-
is just can't find a place to put him all the time?
It's not that. It's James is the coach is trying to manage time, playing time with him, because he has shown to have a lot of injury record history, and also the coach is just trying to be sensitive with managing his minutes. Not
Right,
really
alright.
big of a deal.
All right, so guys, you heard it from us right here from the studio for the first time ever. Premier Sports Fans in that says that Reece James is not receding in quality. Reece James is just being managed. The coach is trying to manage. He has several quality players, and then he has to put some on the bench and keep some strong legs for EPL, for Carabao, for FA Cup, and then for Champions League. So it's not about how many of them he plays together. He can field more than 11 players at a time. Chelsea, we've always known, have always been a club associated with ambition, fast success, and ruthless decisions. Some argue that what made them great. Others think it's holding them back right now. Do Chelsea need to be patient with Maresca or to build about building something lasting, or is it the ruthless approach that Ibrahimovic used to apply to Chelsea that is still going to work here?
First off, you are saying Pepe didn't get a card. Pepe got 17 red cards, and is small. And he also got 210 yellow cards.
Okay, so that's
So
a
back
lot.
to
But let's go to
Chelsea. Back to Chelsea. I don't know where this conversation of Enzo is coming from, because he's current world champion. So if you talk about success, he has been successful already. So he just needs to build on the success he has had. So I don't think that is any. If there's any manager that's close to exit, there is no Enzo Maresca.
So you believe his job is secure right
Secure,
now,
very
and he
secure.
can as well keep building. Polo, in 5 years, you see Chelsea as Premier League title favorite again, or they will still remain in transition in another 5 years.
It depends on how the transition continue to grow, because we've seen with Manchester United, since Sir Alex Ferguson left, they've been in transition from one manager to another. It
That's
depends on
11 years now.
yeah, it depends. So because if you let Enzo Maresca go, you are bringing in another manager. That means you are starting another phase of transition. So it depends. If Chelsea is still going to stick with Enzo Maresca, I don't think 5 years is too much. He's been there for a year now, and if they are still going to stick with him within the next 2-3 seasons, I think they should be in the conversation for it.
Wow, so you heard it from us right here. So you can put your comments in the comment section. You can put it on YouTube. You can put that on Facebook. Watch us and share. Like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends about Premier Sports Fan Center. Right now, we move straight to the next topic here. Arsenal versus Manchester City preview. Roll the drums. We know Manchester City has won so many EPL in the last 10 years, and Arsenal is yet to win so many of them, or perhaps one. Anyway, Sunday's blockbuster sees Arsenal hosting Manchester City, a match that could have serious implications. And Arsenal are looking sharp this season, with Arsenal's Arteta's maturing and adding depth, while City are dealing with a growing list of injury. But they remain contentious, in the competition, because under Guardiola, you can't predict. Anything can happen. This fixture has become the new title rivalry over the past 2 seasons, and we've seen Arsenal, City deciding where the League Cup goes. Arsenal's new midfield looks dominant, and their defense has been solid. City, in the meantime, have shown vulnerability with injuries, and key players like John Stone, Al Nouri, Ryan Cherky, and now Omar Mamouche are all out based on injury. Can Arsenal finally turn their good performances against City into the current consistent wins that they need? Now, I'm going to go from Paul here. Does Arsenal now have the mental edge over City, or is Pep still going to use his tactical abilities over Arsenal?
Well, I think we have the mental edge now over Man City, starting from last season. I think it's in about 2 seasons or more now. Manchester City have failed to defeat us, and last season was the first time I think we took all. No, not last season. Last 2 seasons we won them at the Emirates, and last season also we also defeated them at the Emirates. So I expect Arsenal to do it, 3 in a row now. So, but if you ask me overall, I think Arsenal have what it takes now to defeat this Manchester City.
Right. So, Mike, who is the one player that could decide this clash? Haaland, Odegaard, or someone else? Saka is out.
Yeah.
But we have what's his name? We have Noni. We have the new striker from Sporting. We have Gyökeres. We have Eze. We have all this. So who's likely going to decide this game?
I think number one is the 2 strikers. They both have solid points made, Gyökeres and Haaland. Then the supply cast, depending on who supplies the ball. And you can see that Phil Foden is gradually going into the Phil Foden that led Man City to their last league title that they won. So I think that, you can talk about Erling Haaland, Gyökeres, Phil Foden, then you have to mention Iberichi.
Right, so you need to put those guys in contention, and you need to get them on your head. You need to actually expect and look forward to seeing these guys perform their magic on that day. September 21 is the date. Arsenal is taking on City, and both are fighting for the Premiership. And we move on. The game could be a decider in disguise. Arsenal and City have replaced Liverpool versus City as the league's most tactical rivalry. Fans love the chess game between Arteta and Pep, the student and the master. And the issue here is this: as Arsenal versus City officially become the Premier League's defining title rivalry.
Well, I don't think so. I think if you look at Manchester City, it's a team that everybody wants to beat. Everybody wants to beat them, because of how they've, been handling things for the past 3, 4, 5 seasons ago. But if you ask me, I think for Arsenal, as an Arsenal fan, also, I think Liverpool should be the deciding factor between for us as an Arsenal fan, because you look at Manchester City now. I don't think they are in a position to really delay our chances of winning the league. But if you ask me about Liverpool, I think Liverpool is the main deal for us.
Right. So, Jemite, I want you to answer this pretty critically, and from your angle and experience of the EPL, do you think, based on Arsenal's history, what do you think a win here could mean psychologically for Arsenal players concerning their statement to leave the EPL after how many years? 24.
No, 22.
Yep.
First
22
off,
years.
I think
This
2 seasons ago, Arsenal broke out of that Guardiola menace, psychological thing that they went through, losing back to back to Guardiola for some time. And this Arsenal has come of age.
Okay.
You can say last season they were brutal against City, which was massive for their confidence. But when you look at where Arsenal was and where they are right now, I think now Arteta has no excuse if he doesn't win the league this season. But I don't envy him because teams too have grown. I don't think it's Man City that is their big challenger this season. I think it's Liverpool, because the first choice this season has to be Liverpool, because those guys, if you see the way they have taken the games they've taken, as a champion, you just have to win. Anyhow, you just have to find a way out. And they still, even to Champions League, you saw how the Atletico came back and they still found a way out. So, with that mentality, it's very difficult to stop them. So, I don't think Arsenal Man City is the title decider any longer. It is now between Liverpool and Arsenal. And it's now advantage Liverpool because Liverpool has won the first leg.
Right, so advantage Liverpool. Liverpool got a first leg winner at the 80th minute by that wonderful, beautiful, unbelievable goal by Szoboszlai. It was a free kick that went to the record that week. I think it was the goal of the week. And that was a fantastic winner. And just one man could just decide the game. Now we're going into a weekend full of surprises, full of drama, filled with giants. Chelsea is going to face United. United is trying to creep out of their coven and come and show their face, and Chelsea is right there at the top. They just came back from the exploits from the World Club Cup, bearing the cup for the first time and carrying it on their chest boldly. How proud are you about that? Mate?
When you support a club,
I saw the smile on your face. It was like, I just gave you ice cream.
when you support a club that has won it all, a club that there's no trophy that you can now be so intimidating to them with, and like, oh, what's this? We've won this before.
Can
what's
you
that?
imagine? See pride.
The most important part now is that there's no other team that has won the Club World Cup, and there's no other team that will wear that badge for 4 years. Mind you, they are now talking to FIFA to make it 2 years. So that will mean that it is only Chelsea that will wear that badge for 4 years, which no other team will do.
Can you imagine? Chelsea setting records and breaking their own records.
That's what we do.
So you're so proud and you're feeling like ice here, like you're glazing on ice.
Yeah, that's
cloud
how,
7.
it's a Chelsea feeling. We are not, Chelsea is not mediocre like some teams that used to defend their mediocrity. I don't want to mention the red side of London, but not London to be precise, but they used to defend their mediocrity a lot. But we go brutal even on our own players when they don't do well. Now the coaches, no time. But when the mentality produce the right result, then you just have to change.
So Chelsea fans they actually have starch on their shoulders.
You can't blame them.
They're moving around like they're riding on horses and gliding on ice as we speak. Paulo, how do you fancy the chances of Arsenal this weekend in a wrap-up?
Well, I believe it's not it's a big game between like you said the teacher and the student. And for us now, a lot of advantage will be on our side because we'll be playing at home also, and the last two meeting in the league has gone at the Emirates there has gone in favor of Arsenal.
Arsenal.
And you look at how Arsenal have been playing this season, though we've not been at our very best this season so
Right.
far, but you could see there's progress. And one thing that has been going for Arsenal this season is the defensive part of Arsenal. It's for you to get a goal against Arsenal, it's always very difficult. And the only goal Arsenal have considered this season is that atrocious free kick from Domis Szoboszlai. I think if you look at it overall, I think Arsenal has all it takes, and I'm very confident that we're definitely going to
So,
win
so
that
you,
game.
you fancy your chances of getting 3 points at the Emirates
Yeah.
against City? You heard it there, and that's a wrap for you guys for tonight's Talk Sport podcast. We previewed Manchester United versus Chelsea and dug straight into Chelsea's identity crisis, breaking down the massive Arsenal versus Man City clash. We also, to every one of us watching on YouTube or Facebook, we want your thoughts. Who wins at Old Trafford tomorrow? Put that in the comment section. Be part of the show. We're going to read that in our next week's episode. Can Chelsea get back to being title contenders? Put it down there. Whatever you believe, put it in the comment section. Engage with us. Interact with us. And is this finally the season Arsenal can dethrone City or Liverpool and get enthroned as the EPL kings? Drop your comments, drop your answers, all in the comment section. Like the video if you enjoyed the discussion, and subscribe so you don't miss out our post-match breakdown. From me right here, my name again is Yinka Debuyi. They call me Doki around here. And Paulo.
Yeah, so like I said at the beginning, so excited that we are the weekend now, and the fixtures are coming right from in lunchtime tomorrow. We'll be seeing the Merseyside derby. There are a lot of derbies coming on over the weekend, so can't wait for it to get started.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, so good to be on the show today again, and it has been an exciting edition. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Thank you for tuning in. This is Talk Sport podcast once more from Premier Sports Fan Center, where football lives. And please keep loving the game of football. Enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.
Oh, and another goal for Super Eagles.